those are ways to CYA. Cover your.
You need to leave.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite realtor, Lindsay Evans. I am the owner and managing broker of Liberty Point Realty. We are licensed in Illinois and Indiana. If you would like to use our services, we can be contacted at 708-590-6015. Our website is www.lpr.homes. Okay, today's topic, bad tenants. For all of my investors out here, for all of my landlords, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord!
The cost of a bad tenant could hurt you so bad. Because they'll either come in and tear up your property, and or they'll stop paying rent. Then not only are you missing out on the rent, but then you got to pay the victim. It's a whole domino effect. So when it comes to bad tenants, you need to be proactive. The quicker you move, the quicker you can get it resolved, whether it's an eviction or getting them to just pay their back rent. It's up to you on who you want to keep and who you want to put out, but it really starts at the beginning. So your screening process needs to be tight. You do a background check, you do a credit check, you do a criminal check. You need to make sure they look good on paper. You get their proof of income, just to make sure that they have a job. Beware of the tenants that will get pay stubs made. That is a thing, okay? There's a lot of fraud that can happen with people trying to rent properties. And so you usually got to be on top of it and be 2 steps ahead. So beware of the fraud. It's a thing. Make sure your leases are tight, that they protect you and your property. If you have rules, whether it's like no pets or there's a restriction on the number of pets, a restriction on what they can and can't do to alter the place, you need to just make that really clear in writing and make sure that that is something that they acknowledge, that they've seen, and that they sign it. Those are ways to CYA. Cover your.
You need to leave.
You just want to make sure that you don't have to spend all this money trying to get somebody out because they were a bad fit in the first place. If you do have to get them out, contact your attorney right away. Make sure that you are filing whatever paperwork by the deadline, on the deadline. So if it's like because of rent, you serve them a 5-day notice. They have 5 days to cure it. This is usually after the 5th day. Like in Chicago, a lot of places out in the suburbs, they give you between the 1st and the 5th to get your rent in. After the 5th is late, they get charged a late fee and they get a 5-day notice. This 5-day notice says that you have 5 days to cure this issue, to pay us in full, or we're going to evict you. Now, be careful when it comes to the 5-day notice. If somebody makes you a partial payment and you accept it, you have no grounds to really start the eviction. You have to start all over. Once the 5-day expires and there's no rent paid, then you send them to the attorney so that they can start the eviction process. So they'll file it, and then the tenant has to be served, and then there's the whole court thing. You want to make sure that your paperwork is tight and right, because especially in Chicago, it is tenant friendly. They care a lot about the tenants. The landlords, they couldn't care less about. So it's not a lot of rules out there to protect our landlords. You just want to make sure that you have your stuff in line so that you won't have an issue getting a tenant out or getting your money. Very important though, when a tenant is in the eviction process, if you accept rent from them, it really hurts your case. So if you're in the eviction process, stop all ways where they can make rent. Like if you take online payments, block them, because once you accept it, you're saying, hey, I agree that you can stay, and it's just gonna push you back another 30 days. So bad tenants just makes it really, really difficult. So make sure that your screening process is tight and right, and make sure that your paperwork is also tight and right. Definitely secure an eviction attorney, because you're definitely going to need one at some point in your investment career. So thanks so much for listening. If you have any other topics that you want to discuss, go ahead and put them in the comments below. I'll talk to you later.